Under 100 can still be a great LEGO buy. The mistake is treating the budget as the decision. When the price is fixed, the only thing that matters is fit. Fit means the build feels right on your hands, the finished model fits your space, and the set matches why you wanted LEGO in the first place. A small box can be relaxing, a medium box can be a display piece, and one strong mid-size set can become your anchor build that makes the hobby stick. This guide gives you a simple rule and a ranked path so you do not waste your first under 100 purchase on something that feels done in 10 minutes or something that is too repetitive for your taste. In practice, this means you should ignore the discount hunt and focus on the experience you want to repeat. A good first win under 100 creates confidence and reduces the urge to buy random sets just to feel progress. Empathetic. The under 100 shelf is crowded. It mixes quick impulse sets with serious builds, and the box size does not tell you the experience. Many buyers chase theme first, then discover the set is mostly small accessories, lots of tiny stickers, or a build style they do not enjoy. Others buy a big-looking set, then realize the build is repetitive, or the display needs more space than expected. The result is the same. You finish it fast, it sits in a corner, and the next purchase feels uncertain. The goal here is different. We use the under 100 budget to lock in a first win. A first win is a set you want to build, want to keep, and want to follow up with a second set later. This is especially common when the set is bought as a reward. If the reward does not feel rewarding, the hobby feels like work. The fix is a simple filter that turns a crowded shelf into a short list. Use the 3-fit rule. First, choose the purpose: display, play, or skill building. Second, choose the time window: one evening, one weekend, or a slow build across a week. Third, choose the space: shelf, desk, or open surface. When those 3 fit points are clear, the right under 100 set becomes obvious, and you stop buying by theme alone. In this guide, the sets are grouped by purpose, then ranked inside each group by how consistently they satisfy the 3-fit rule. If you only want one purchase, pick the final recommendation. If you want a path, follow the ladder from a small confidence build to a stronger anchor build. Purpose decides what success looks like. Time decides whether you want quick closure or a longer unwind. Space decides whether the set will stay built. When those are aligned, the budget stops feeling limiting. Path 1 is display first. If you want something that looks finished from across the room, prioritize clean shapes and a stable base. The orchid set is a strong option when you want a calm build that ends as decor. The wildflower bouquet is better when you want color variety and a wider footprint that fills a vase-style space. If you want a single display model that reads clearly on a shelf, the Porsche 963 set is a good example of a compact form with strong lines and a clear silhouette. For display-first buyers, avoid sets that rely on many tiny side builds. One focused model usually feels more premium under 100 than many small items in one box. If you take photos of your builds, prioritize sets with strong color blocking and clean edges, because they read well in both daylight and indoor light. Also prioritize models that can be dusted or moved without fragile attachments. Path 2 is play and replay. Under 100 is where play value can either be excellent or disappointing. The best play sets give you a core vehicle or location, plus a simple repeatable scenario. The 500 First Clone Troopers Battle Pack works when the goal is to expand a collection of characters and create small scenes fast. The Medieval Castle set works when the goal is open-ended roleplay and rebuild options, because the models can change without buying a second box. For play value, look for sets that invite repeat sessions. Minifigures help, but the bigger factor is whether the build can be rearranged, rebuilt, or used as a backdrop for other parts you already own. For families, the best replay sets also pack away cleanly, because rebuilding the story is easier when the parts stay together. For solo play, prioritize sets that can stand as a small diorama without needing extra vehicles. Path 3 is skill building. Some people want LEGO as a hands-on way to learn mechanisms, structure, and problem solving. Small Technic sets are a safe entry because the parts teach you how motion transfers through pins, gears, and simple linkages. The Dump Truck set is a good example of a compact build that introduces Technic frames and moving functions without demanding a long session. Skill building also includes classic brick creativity. The large creative brick box is still one of the most reliable under 100 choices when you want a parts library that can feed every future build. If your goal is to invent, not just follow instructions, a well-rounded brick box often beats a themed model at the same price. Skill-building buyers should also watch for instruction clarity and the number of unique steps because that determines whether the build teaches you new patterns or repeats one motion for too long. The right entry set should feel educational without feeling like homework. Relaxed Path 4 is adult-focused calm building under 100. The key is to avoid sets that are small but fiddly in an unsatisfying way. A calm build has repeated steps but with visible progress. It also has a finished model that is easy to place on a shelf without needing a big display surface. The Orchid set fits this because the build is segmented into leaves, stems, blooms, and pot, so you get multiple small completions that add up. The Tuxedo Cat set is another strong example when you want a character model with presence, because it becomes a single focal object instead of many tiny details. If you build to relax, you should optimize for pleasant repetition and a stable finished shape. If you are sensitive to clutter, choose a model with a defined footprint and a base that hides seams, because it looks intentional in a room. If you share the space with others, a neutral display piece often keeps the hobby socially comfortable. Path 6 is the upgrade bridge. The smartest under 100 purchase is often the one that prepares your next step. If you might move up to larger display builds later, start with a set that teaches clean building techniques and leaves you with a model you will still display when you upgrade. If you might move into a theme collection later, start with a set that expands parts and minifigures you can reuse. This is why a brick box can be a strategic first buy for almost anyone, and why a strong mid-size creator build can be the best first themed set. You are not only buying this build, you are buying the direction it points you toward. This approach also protects you from the common trap of buying two similar sets that compete for the same shelf space. When the first purchase is chosen as a bridge, the second purchase feels like progress, not repetition. What not to buy first under 100. Do not start with a set that is mostly small side builds with no clear centerpiece, because it often feels like a pile of extras. Do not start with a set that depends on a specific collection you do not yet have, such as an expansion pack that only feels complete when paired with larger sets. Do not start with a set that is sticker heavy if you already know you dislike precision placement. Also avoid buying based only on piece count. A higher count can mean tiny parts and slow progress, while a lower count can still feel premium if the shaping is good. Your first under 100 set should be self-contained and satisfying on its own. Finally, avoid sets that require perfect sorting or long setup to feel fun, because that friction kills repeat sessions. Under 100 should feel straightforward, not like a project you are avoiding. Final recommendation. If you want one under 100 set that most consistently feels like a complete LEGO experience, choose the Medieval Castle set. It offers a substantial build session, a finished model that reads well on a shelf, and rebuild value that stretches the budget. If your priority is calm decor, choose the Orchid set instead. If your priority is creative freedom, choose the large creative brick box instead. The point is not to pick the objectively best set. The point is to pick the best first win for your purpose, time window and space. If you are choosing for someone else, default to the wildflower bouquet for decor or the large creative brick box for open creativity, because both work even if the person has never built LEGO before. Keep it simple and let the first build set the tone. Next step. After you finish your first under 100 set, do one small review for yourself. Write down whether you enjoyed the building style, whether you enjoyed the finished display or play, and whether you wanted more of the same or something different. That one note prevents impulse buying later. The full channel is built around this kind of decision clarity. Use the long guide as your reference, then move to the next video that matches your direction, either a theme entry guide or an upgrade tier guide. Keep the system simple. One good build, one clear next step. This is how you build a collection that feels curated instead of accidental. When you buy with fit in mind, even small sets feel meaningful and you avoid the shelf full of half-loved boxes. Follow the next guide that matches your chosen direction.